your wife inside of her body. And they're walking around and you think that's your wife, and it's not your wife. This is what's going on. It's no longer, like I said, it's no longer spiritual.
Body jumping from body to body. When the body wears out, jump to the next body. Through eye transfer.
When a light comes on a machine next to your clone, it says this light says that you're in REM sleep, full in REM sleep, and they can activate you then. If they activate you before that, you'll be all disoriented and you go psycho and stuff.
Russia, the 2045 project, Ray Kurzweil, they've already took a monkey and transferred its consciousness into a computer. That was done in 2010. In 2000, I think 16 or 17, it was to transfer human consciousness into a robot, which that's been done. In America, we have DARPA. They have the Avatar project. Look that up, the Avatar project. I wrote about it in my book, where they transfer a soldier's consciousness into a field robot.
Silently, this siphoned visual information was being harnessed to build a massive digitized replica of our world inside and out. A kind of complex virtual reality that perfectly mimics the real one. Our digital footprints were used to create hyper-realistic digital avatars in this world that look and feel just like us. This virtual reality was being prepared for us to step into.
Now, there is a chance to break this pattern and access the real mechanism of reality creation, the one that turns intention into event and desire into fact. But this window will not remain open forever. Those who do not adjust their frequency now will remain stuck in the old machine. The decision is in front of you.
Deception Decode, and we're back yet again. So as you saw, there's definitely more to what meets the eye when it comes to consciousness movement. And yes, that's what I'm going to refer to it as, because TikTok is really touchy. Well, let's get into it. As always, this video will be for entertainment purposes only. This is my opinion. Please do not mess with my video. And if you enjoy content like this, you're definitely going to want to like, share, and follow. Consciousness movement technology, often termed mind uploading or whole brain emulation, is a hypothetical process involving the scanning of a biological brain to emulate a person's mental state in a digital computer or robotic host. While currently almost entirely theoretical and not yet scientifically achievable, researchers propose several potential methods to realize this capability in the future. Copy and upload versus gradual replacement. Current theories distinguish between scanning a brain to create a digital copy and gradual destructive uploading, where biological neurons are slowly replaced by artificial ones, while the mind remains active, ensuring continuity of consciousness. Brain-machine interfaces. Researchers like Masataka Watanabe, University of Tokyo, propose using advanced BCIs to connect the brain to artificial neural networks while the subject is alive. This involves linking the brain's hemispheres to a device that mimics connectivity, allowing for a seamless transfer of memory and consciousness without a moment of unaliving. Quantum and bionic chips. Emerging frameworks suggest integrating quantum theory and bionic brain chips to simulate not just neural networks, but also quantum states within microtubules, aiming to preserve the subjective experience and emotional consistency of the original mind. Now, people like Donald Marshall, who you saw in the video, have spoken about microchips that certain people have that allow for consciousness movement. Early stage development. Companies like Neuralink have developed invasive BCIs that allow users to control digital devices with thought, demonstrating the foundational ability to read neural signals. However, these devices are far from capturing the complexity required for full consciousness transfer, allegedly, or so they tell us. Critics argue that uploading may only create a copy of the individual rather than transferring the original consciousness, raising questions about identity, the nature of the soul, and whether a digital entity possesses true subjective experience. So as always, we have to take a look at what the conspiracy theorists think of all this. Conspiracy theorists believe that the elites are secretly working to control or manipulate human consciousness, often as a part of a broader plan for global domination or transhumanist transformation. TikTok, that's some people's opinion. Some theories suggest that elites aim to upload human consciousness into machines or digital realms, a concept sometimes referred to as silicon rapture, with critics argue or which critics argue is a regression to the Cartesian soul myth, promising immortality through technology but potentially leading to silicon oblivion. So some conspiracy theorists like David Icke has talked about how reptilians allegedly rule the world and how they're obsessed with controlling world events and even going as far as to hijack human consciousness. Some wellness and conspirituality circles claim that elites are suppressing natural human psychic abilities, such as those explored in the CIA's Project Stargate, which I made a video on, so make sure you go check that out if you have not already seen it, to maintain power while secretly developing consciousness movement technology for themselves. These beliefs reflect a broader narrative in which control over consciousness is seen as the ultimate form of power, with elites allegedly preparing for their own transcendence while deceiving or entrapping the general pop. Another important topic that has to do with consciousness movement is the solar flash that's allegedly coming. So let's take a closer look into it. Those crazy conspiracy theorists believe the solar flash is a coming cosmic event involving a massive solar eruption that will trigger a spiritual ascension of humanity to a higher dimension. This event is often described as both a physical and metaphysical transformation, tied to ancient prophecies, silical earth changes, and the end of a dark age. Theories suggest it will purify the planet by destroying negative forces, AI, and non-compatible entities while raising the vibrational frequency of those ready for ascension. Now, I already told you what I think about all of this AI. Now, all of the AI I don't think is negative, but a lot of it is. I believe there is some positive AI also, though. Ascension and transformation are central to these beliefs, with claims that the solar flash will cause a 0 point or momentary suspension of time, dissolving quality and enabling a shift from 3D to 4D or 5D. The flash is also linked to the sun's natural cycle, with predictions that it will intensify around solar maximum, potentially around 2028 to 2029. Very interesting, because there's all this, hype about 2030. Could this be why? Following earlier signals in 2023 and 2024. The flash will act like a solar EMP, disabling AI systems and advanced surveillance. Elite awareness and cover-up. Governments and secret allegedly know about the event and are preparing bunkers to survive. Allegedly, beings from benevolent civilizations or the Sphere Alliance are said to be guiding or shielding Earth during the transition. Spiritual readiness: only those with elevated consciousness will ascend. Others may remain on or reincarnate into lower vibrational timelines. So I think it's important that I leave you guys with some movies and shows to watch that talk about consciousness movement. One that I did watch the first couple seasons of is Upload. So apparently there's, I think, 4 or 5 seasons. I'm not really sure. So I think I might need to finish watching this show, but this is a good example. So we also have Transcendence from 2014. A scientist's consciousness is uploaded into a quantum computer after a certain attempt, allowing him to expand his intelligence and influence the world through AI and nanotech. The 13th Floor, another movie that I've recommended in the past. A computer scientist becomes entangled in the unaliving mystery involving a virtual reality simulation where characters may have their consciousness transferred or manipulated. Host, a scientist facing unaliving chooses to download his consciousness into computer memory to continue interacting with his loved ones. Source Code, a soldier's consciousness is projected into the body of another man on a train to relive the final 8 minutes before a bombing, probing the nature of identity within a simulation. And Upload, the show I just talked about, it focuses on a society where individuals can choose to have their consciousness uploaded after they're unaliving, and it explores the implications of digital immortality. Other films that involve physical body transfer include Selfless, Replicas, Free Jack, Oblivion. So as always, I would love to know what you guys think of consciousness transfer in the comments. And this is my opinion. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Please do not mess with my video. And if you enjoy content like this, be sure to like, share, and follow. But only if you're interested, because you never want to miss anything.